Welcome back to Tom's Garage again. Good morning. Whew, today, pal, it's another 22 Toro recycler. It's got the quantum Briggs auto choke. Very nice couple. Brought it to me. They said Tom was using our push mower, and it started smoking real bad, white smoke, and it quit. Oh my God, do you think it's destroyed? Can you help me? I said, yeah. Well, let's find out why this thing would, all of a sudden, it didn't get turned over. Well, I asked him 2 or 3 times, and I don't know. Finally, he said, well, it might have got turned over. Nobody knows. It's not important. So let's figure out why all of a sudden this thing would start bellowing white smoke. There's one sign right there. It's got a bunch of oil, like it's dripping out of the carburetor. And walk over to this side. I don't see no black tarry oil coming out of the muffler. Well, let's grab a rag and check the Earl. See the state of the Earl. State of the Earl. Well, let me check it again. I just pushed it up on the table, sloshing it around. Okay, it's right there. And the full mark seems to be right there. So it's got twice as much oil as it needs. Let's drain it, fill it back up with fresh, take the spark plug out, see if the combustion chamber's got a bunch of oil in it. Plug, you know, it's probably fouled. That's why it quit, because it fouled that spark plug. Started burning all that oil. Started burning there earlier. All right, let's tip it over. Get her tipped over. Grab a drain pan. I changed the oil in a fella's lawnmower last week. I checked it and I asked him, I said, what kind of oil did you put in here? Because this stuff was green. I said, you didn't just get a bottle of 2-stroke mix and just pour the bottle of oil in there, did you? He said, oh gosh, Thomas, I don't know. I don't know. I said, well, we better drain it. And we did, just for safety reasons. Just to be safe. We went ahead and drained it. And I put some good 10 WD-30 synthetic blend in there for him. He was so appreciative. Hey-ya! All right, we'll just let that glub, glub, glub. Glub, glub. Let's get this spark plug out of there. Ooh, they're gonna need a new blade too. They're gonna need a new blade. Yeah, it looks pretty rough. All black and oily. I'm gonna pull the engine over a little bit and see if anything shoots out. Should have done that before I started draining it. I'm going to end up making a mess doing this. Good Lord, looks like it's blowing right out of the carburetor. Golly. this air filter off. Oh yeah, it's soaked. I'm gonna let that oil finish draining. We're gonna set it back on its wheels. Before I ever put any oil in it, or the new plug in it, I'm just gonna pull it over. I want it sitting flat when I pull it. I want to see if it's shooting out of the carburetor, which I don't know. I don't know where that was coming from. It was shooting out somewhere. Something was funky. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna need a new blade on this thing too, but that's the least of our worries. This blade is wore slap out. But we'll worry about that later. First thing we need to do is figure out what is going on with this thing. Yeah, this whole piece right here is broken and missing too. That whole baffle. I just did one. Yeah, the deflector and the little flapper thing is gone. Oh, really? We can save it. We've saved them before. All right, let's flip it back over on its wheels. Ooh, that's a lot of oil for a Quantum. I bet this thing had 1.5 quarts of oil in it. All right, what I want to do, I'm gonna give this thing a good yank and I'm gonna find out where that oil's coming from. You hear it popping and stuff when I pulled it last time. Maybe that was coming out of the dipstick tube. I didn't see any come out. Did y'all see any come out? No, I didn't see any come out. Lower out there. Let's put the new plug in it and put oil in it. Put some fresh oil in it. Okay. Ooh, boy, I bet if this thing cranks, it's gonna smoke like crazy. That's why I'm gonna take it out to the other side of the yard. Somebody in the neighborhood think there's a barn fire. All right, let's grab some and the dipstick. Let me trade places with you because I love pouring oil in my left hand. My left hand's more steady. Look at that steadiness right there, boy. Steady as a sniper. All right, sniper, before you put too much oil in it. Give it a second to settle. Whew. My lower back is killing me. That is pretty good. That's just a little bitty bit over full, which is fine. Just don't have it as far as it was a while ago. Yeah, that's good right there. Well, all we gotta do now is see what happens when we take it outside. You can give it a pull. Let me check, see how much fuel's in it. It's probably almost empty. I'm gonna have to let this thing run for a good 20 minutes. Flashlight, that's kind of weird looking fuel in there. Looks like it had a brown tint to it. No, that's just an illusion. Looks clean. Looks fresh. Let it down. All right, let's go out here and find somewhere to fog for mosquitoes. Let's see, what do we want to soak in oil? We'll just stop it. No, I'm gonna take it around here. I need to cut my backyard anyway. Cut grass Vietnam style. It ain't smoking as bad as I thought it would. I'm gonna hit pause and just let that thing run. We'll come back out here in about 10 minutes. Y'all hang with. All right, let's go check on it. It's been about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But I called the customer and told him what I did, and it seemed to be okay, it seemed to fix it. He seems happy. New spark plug, air filter, oil change. Basically, that's all we did. We're going to clean it for him too. It's got oil all over it, and I went ahead and told him, and he agreed. He's going to go ahead and let me stick a new blade on there for him. I believe that's a 22 inch. Let me measure it. Of course, it's a 22. That's really. Yep, 22. Well, and I told him too. I noticed the self-propel wasn't working. He's like, "Oh, I ain't worried about that." He don't care about that. I'm like, well, that's a heavy lawnmower to push. I don't care if your yard's flat. I'm gonna surprise him though and see if I can just maybe adjust it or fix it somehow for him. I'm sure he'll be much appreciative. Let's go check it out. Sounds nice and healthy. All right. Yeah, I noticed the self-propel wasn't working a second ago. Here, let's push this thing back up here. Back on the table. Yeah. Get you a new blade, boy. It's a brand new blade. Okay, spin it around. Whew. Yeah, that's pretty tough one-handed. I don't see how he could push this thing without that propel working. I put the cover in the parts washer and got it nice and clean. I'm going to put his old air filter in it, because when we're done, we're going to, look at that, we're going to hose this thing off real good and clean it. And then we'll swap this old oil air filter. It's an oil filter now, yeah. Then we'll swap it for a new air filter. All right, but first let's get this new blade on here. New blade. Put the new blade on. I ain't gonna lay it all the way over again. These quantum engines, they act like they don't like cranking real good after you have them tipped all the way over. We'll just pick it up far enough to get the blade off. Okay. 5/8. Little Toro 22 recircular. Yeah, look at that blade, it's wore slap out. We compare that to the new blade. Look at that. Worn completely gone there, boy. It gets dangerous when they get in that shape because the little chunks come flying off because it gets so thin, it just breaks right off. Phew. Let's get his new blade. Well, before we do that though, I want to look and take a gander at his self-propel. Got a bunch of string under here. Looks like pine straw string. Yep, pine straw string. Welcome to Georgia, home of the pine straw string. Okay, let's see, his belt is on there. I can tell it hadn't been used in a long time. I bet you we can, look at there. You can tell it's on the transmission pulley. I can see the pulley move. I bet you all we gotta do is adjust it. And he'll have a self-propelled mower. He's gonna be so happy. The self-propelled mower. Hiya. Spin it around, make sure it ain't gonna hit nothing. Looks pretty good. Self-propelled mower. Hey, all right, let's get her down, get her outside, adjust that cable, and see if we can get it working. Just gonna be a good mower. Then we'll slap his new air filter in there and give it a good washing. Give it a good washing. Okay, let me grab my clamp. Okay, fired up. I bet you it has come off that front trans pulley. I bet it has. Let's get it on the table and pop that cover off. And let's take a look. These are a whole lot easier to work on than those, you know, rear tire self-propellers. We'll get my jack stand back. Grab my flashlight. We might get lucky and just find an acorn or something. Sweet gumball. No, that belt is around that pulley. It is. So we're gonna take that cover off and get to the bottom of what's going on. Grab my 3/8 socket. There's two little screws under there. You got one right yonder, and you got one should be right up in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Right there, and that cover ought to pop off. Pop off. I ain't giving somebody's mower back to them. They don't care if the self-propel don't work just because they, heck, if it don't cost me nothing to fix it, why not look at it? And they'll be so happy. I couldn't imagine using this mower without the self-propel working. I ain't that strong. All right, let's see what this thing is gonna reveal to us. That's what it is. This thing is wedged between that guard and the pulley because you have got something in there. What do I do with my flashlight? There it is. You've got something jammed in there between that pulley. You do. Let's see if we can spin it backwards. There we go. That's what it was. A little piece of wood. Just like mulch. Look how shiny it is where that pulley's been riding on it. Now I've got it adjusted too tight. I bet you a little money. I bet you some money. Haha. See, what did that take? 5 minutes? And that customer is so willing to just say, okay, I don't care. I don't care. Well, I do, because it's my shop. Okay, let's back this thing up, get it back on the jack stand, put the screws back in it. Get that drive cable adjusted. And then we'll give it a good washing and slap his new air filter in it. All at the same time. Where'd the cover go? Where'd the hole go? Be careful, you're going into plastic. If I can hit the hole. Okay, that's it. Really, I didn't even have to do all that. All I had to do was just grab the belt down there. I could have engaged it and just turned the blade backwards. That would have fixed it. So now who's going to be extra thrilled, man? You got to go above and beyond to thrill everybody. Whew, going down. Okay, to the door, away we go. All right, let me grab my clamp and my 7/16. There's my clamp, there's my 7/16. Trying to break in this new tripod, that thing's stiff. Make sure you don't have the clamp on there where this self-propel drive cable will hit it and you're not adjusting it right. See, look how tight I got it. Yeah, we're gonna bring that back out in a bit. Bring that back in a little bit there. Put it about where it was. We'll try it right there at first. Okay. Well, there you go. Didn't cost me nothing but just a few minutes. And I'm gonna have one thrilled customer. All right. I like thrilling my customers because they're my customers. So we'll grab the soap, the pal, and we'll grab the lawnmower, the pal. Okay, set the camera up somewhere, get a good shot without sucking the new camera, close the battery door. Yeah, bless her heart, she told me, she called me, she said, what would you charge me just to look at it and tell me if you think it's blowed up? We gotta buy a new one. I said, more than likely it's not hurt if it's a Toro. I mean, just bring it to me. Yep. I'll take care of you. If I don't take care of you, somebody else will. There's a difference between taking care or taking advantage of somebody. You'll make the same amount of money. You'll sleep better. Get all that oil out of there. Now we'll go push this thing into my favorite lawnmower drying spot. Right over here in the sun. Spin it in a way that, well, I got to get to that air filter though real quick. Let's see, I need that. And then my 8mm or 5/16 and this new air filter. Oh, nice, nice. And we'll just let it sit there and dry. Yep. Slap the new filter in it. Ooh. Let me go blow this out real quick with Angelica's blower. Okay. Ooh, let me get a rag and wipe the bottom of that. That still looks a little nasty right there. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just bring the whole thing over to the garage door and I'll just blow off the backing plate too. Yeah, we got a little nastiness in there. God, I just blew all back over. That's all right, we'll let it dry, we're gonna wipe it clean. Yeah, get all that nastiness out of there. All that dirt. All that dirt and crud and grime. All that good stuff. All right, we're looking pretty good. Pretty good. What did I do with the air filter? There it is. Don't get that very tight, you'll pull that little brass insert out of that plastic and you'll ruin the backing plate. You will. I've done it myself. Whew, Let's go make sure she cranks one more time. I don't like cranking them really while they're still wet because it just blows dust all back over it. Especially on the bagger. Well, all right, boys and girls, thanks for watching another Tom Lobby video. Another Toro 22 recycler. She thought it was ruined and it wasn't. Y'all be good to each other. Love y'all, love me, love you. And we will catch y'all on the next one, man. Love y'all. Y'all be good.